This is just a test. I don't think the battery will last for the entire way down.
You might want to hang on to it when we first move. Hang on.
It has rubber stoppers on the bottom. It should be fine. But then again, I know what slag action is like. Yep. I'm alright.
I got cold Cokes. I got plenty of it if you want one.
Oh, I'm fine, Josh.
Okay.
Can I take you up with your jacket?
Yes. Definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go.
You got promoted to conductor and you're still doing the job you had before, essentially. I mean, no offense, though. No offense at all, man.
Yeah, I'm still a brakeman and a conductor.
Hey, better to have two paying jobs than one, right?
Yeah.
Extra income.
Sometimes I'm the commentator too, so.
Triple income. Hang on. What happened to your other friend that was here last time? Did he retire?
Yeah. Curly haired, blonde haired boy.
The one who was your lad when I was talking about him, one of y'all forgot your soda? It was, I don't know.
I think the one you're talking about, I think he went to jail.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't in the jail here, Cass, is it?
stop here and get water, we can stop here and get water. Well, we've never used it since I've been here 5 years.
How many are the tanks? Are they original water tanks or are they old boilers or
That's
something?
a boiler.
Komodo locomotives? Did it say what number?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure where that came from.
oh, it's all right. But
Does that help?
it does.
Does that help?
It does. But you know, I mean, you didn't have to do that, man.
Doesn't bother me.
All right.
I don't plan on falling off.
Me neither. But then again, why would anybody want to fall off? They would have to be an idiot to do that.
It'd be too bad to fall off back here. I wouldn't want to fall off when we're going that way. So.
Oh God, yeah. Now, tell you all, is that a service road or is that an old logging road?
That's that same road that we've been following a month ago.
Oh. Now, does the air pressure on that gauge there stay constant, or does it decrease or increase each time you operate the brake half lever?
The air stays on 90 pounds. And whenever it's on 90 pounds, the brakes are released. It takes 90 pounds to pump it up to 90 and the brakes release. Now whenever you come down, the engineer can make it come down to 80 pounds. And that'll put a 10-pound reduction on the brakes, where the air brakes come out a little bit and it slows us down some. Instead of using his independent brake on the locomotive, he can use the train brakes to slow us down. If I dump this handle, my gauge will go all the way to 0 and it will stop immediately. That's
Sort of like a dead man's brake in case.
This is an emergency brake. But yeah, that's what it is. It stays at 90 all the time, and then sometimes we'll use it to stop the train with or slow the train down.
Oh.
Dead man's brake's a little bit different. So it works with electronics and
Everything else.
the engineer has to hit a button
Yeah.
every so often to keep
So, yeah, so keep the train moving without, and if he doesn't hit it after a certain point, the train will
that's the term you use. Stop, stop, stop. He knows you need to stop right now.
Yeah.
That's my only break of the day. I'm not doing anything.
So, I mean, what got you, to gas? I'm just curious. I never bothered asking that.
I grew up right outside of Cass.
Oh,
I always liked trains.
I guess you went here as a kid a lot often.
Yep. And I went and I worked for the state parks and the DNR system for a while. And I worked at Watoga State Park, and then I transferred to Cass.
And you just fell,
Scenic Railroad State Park.
and then you just fell in love with the place and just sort of never left.
Yeah. Then they asked me one day about they needed a brakeman. They said, "Can you fill in and be a brakeman?" I said, "Yeah." I got on there and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome. This is what I want to do." So then I really never left. I stayed on the train from then on out. I've been a brakeman ever since. And then luckily I got a couple breaks and got to move up through the ranks. I was a fireman for a little bit last year or the year before last. Yeah, when you was here, after that, I think I was a fireman for a while. And then they asked me to be a conductor, and I said absolutely. That's what I wanted to be. That was my goal, was to become a conductor. So now I'm the boss of everything.
I'll give you a full congrats, man. You
Yeah,
really
thank you.
did earn it.
So I'm going to probably stay here till I retire. I have railroad retirement benefits, which is really good. So I get to work in the winter time, so that's good too.
I'll tell you, if there's one railroad I wish I could work on, it'd have to be the White Pass and Yukon route, because, I mean, it goes through pretty much some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen in Alaska. And, I mean...
And forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, USA Today did a poll last year, the top scenic railroads in the U.S. And White Pass Alaska got first place. Durango Silverton got second place. Cass Scenic Railroad got third place.
Well, then again, Cass has the utmost operating shays anywhere in the country.
But it was basically just for scenic views. That's what it was about. The best scenic railroad, where you got to see mountains or whatever. And then, of course, there's no competing with the Rocky Mountains or Alaska, so we come in third.
Well, hey, I'll give you a point. I'll say this, I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it.
Where do you live?
Georgia. Danielsville, Georgia.
Yeah. Where's that from Savannah?
It's near Athens, Georgia.
I know where Savannah, Georgia is. That's not it.
Well,
Is it north or south of Savannah?
oh God, I have a terrible sense of direction, so I wouldn't know.
But it's near Athens. You said it's near Athens?
Yes. I tell you,
There's a tree back there, and I can't see it now, but it's broke. And it makes an A. Because when it broke, come over like that, it's standing up like an A, and then one of the limbs comes across there. So every day, I think about my wife, because her name's Amy.
oh, I
See
get
that
it.
A? So that's the Amy tree to me. So every day I see that. Ever since I first started working here, I thought of that. And I think of my wife every day I go past there. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
If you look up here in the White and you look up in there, you'll see them logging flat cars.
Oh,
You gotta look way up in there though.
so they basically abandoned some old flat cars up here?
No, we just dropped them there. They're still operational.
Oh. So when y'all do photo freights? Mind y'all, I never expected this. Yeah, this fly had the last bit of Mauer Lumber Company track, I think, still intact. Oh, I see them.
You see them?
Yeah.
There's two skeleton cars and a flat car.
And I know the deadline has even more of the skeleton cars.
We just brought them up here just to kind of get them out of the road because we've been doing a lot of stuff at cast and we don't have a lot of room for stuff.
Yeah.
So we just brought, we still use them for photo specials, freight train specials. But we'll use them 2 skeleton cars, a flat car, and a caboose, and a water tank.
Yeah.
And that'll be our freight train.
You know,
So we just parked them up there out of the way for the season. We'll get them at the end of the season.
you know, those 2 diesels that are down here were operational. If y'all wanted to do it, too, y'all could actually recreate a Chesapeake and Ohio freight train that would have passed through cast.
Yeah. Well, you missed that. We already did that. We had Chesapeake and Ohio 7093, which is a F7A unit. It had the B unit with it, the AB unit.
Oh.
And it was really cool. We pulled it up there right next to the Heisler. The Heisler had a train on it, a freight train on it, and then
The diesels took over.
7093 had a passenger train on it.
Sort of reminiscent of when they used to let passengers, sort of reminiscent of when they stopped the trains at gas for people who wanted to ride the train.
Yeah. Before they brought a rail bus in, in the later years they had a rail bus, and it was like it was a self-propelled car.
I know.
Just a coach that was driven by
Yeah,
driver. You know what they're like.
I know.
They ran that for
Pretty much
the
until the
70s
rail.
and 80s. They used that rail bus.
So they essentially kept using the track issue even after they abandoned it, essentially. Because, I mean, apparently the last freight train that ran through there was like in the 1978, I think.
1986 when they closed the railroad down, I'm pretty sure.
To be honest,
Cut way back on stuff, I know, before they shut down. See right here, the train starts to stall out, or slowing down,
yeah.
because we're getting an S curve, and it's pretty level. So I just let my brake off a little bit so we can keep our momentum, and he doesn't stall out. Just a little bit, a couple clicks. Then as soon as we get her out of this curve, then I'll put her right back on.
You know, why the CNO didn't even see the potential in that section of track, at least leaving one stretch of track in just so people could have a chance to get up here by train. I don't know why, but I bet you it would have been a very profitable service now.
I hope that we get that put back in someday.
I know, I bet he would even, and you know, I bet just that section of track alone would be scenic. Everybody knew you'd probably have to make several stops, but yeah.
Yeah, it follows the river the whole way. It's scenic for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Greenbrier River Trail now, which is an 86-mile bike trail.
But they left the ballast.
And people come from all over the world to just ride their bikes on it.
I know. I mean, imagine if you could do it with just like, you could have at least one track and just say for maybe like the old maintenance of way speeders.
Right on Martin. Yeah, that would be cool. Our state is going broke. They can't afford all our state parks, which is one reason why Cass.
It's been taken over by a private owner.
Yeah. But the River Trail is also a state park. Greenbrier River Trail State Park.
Yeah.
It has no income coming into it. People just ride their bikes on it for free. So everything that they do is expenses. When they fix something where they have to cut trees out.
It's practically like the Penn Central Railroad in 1968. They were bankrupt literally the minute they did the merger.
So they're looking for options. How do we get rid of the river trail?
Make it into a rail line that's profitable, but you know, I mean, to be honest,
Instead of trails to rails or rails to trails, it's now going to be trails to rails. That'd be cool. I don't know that'll happen.
it may not happen right away, but it may take some time, like y'all do, like with the one section to Durban.
Yeah, once they see that's profitable, I hope
They will, especially with steam excursions.
even if we could just get to Marlinton, that would still be cool.
Yeah.
Because Marlinton's a pretty good hike from here, 30-some miles,
Yeah.
and you get to go through a great big long tunnel and a train trestle. And
Oh man, they'd have to stabilize the trestle if they were going to run
Oh
steam.
no, it's still good as new.
Well, now, I
The
mean,
river trout people kept it up. I grew up right there. I lived 1 mile from the train trestle and the tunnel.
you know, well, I mean, if y'all were going to do, say, like a steam excursion, y'all they'd have to have ventilation put into the tunnel. So, yeah. Otherwise, you'd be having a really interesting trip.
Yeah, they used to do it. I mean, they took steam engines through there. I got a picture of a climax coming out of that tunnel. It's really cool because it's like a half-mile tunnel. Then as soon as you come out of the tunnel, you're on a train trestle. It's really high.
I know. The White Pass and Yukon route has a stretch of track just like that, Tunnel Mountain. It has like a wood trestle before the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the actual portal is wood, and then you go through the drop tunnel. Yeah, they actually have like the old cantilever bridge still in place. Some of the wood sections have collapsed recently due to windstorms, but the main metal span is still there. They just bypassed it. I mean, it was not recently, but it's been bypassed since 1969. Because when they acquired two diesels, the 101 class Alco diesels they used were not designed to handle the weight of the bridge. In fact, I asked about that on the train ride back down the mountain, and they said that they actually had to actually said they had to uncouple the first 2 or 3 units, run them across the bridge one at a time, and then bring one engine to drive the train on it, attached to it across the bridge really slow.
Yeah.
But the 90 class diesels that were there before the Alco type diesels could go across the bridge no problem. And even before that, even the steam engines could run perfectly.
Just hit it at 100 miles an hour, you'll be across it before it even realizes it.
Well, the bridge has been there since 1901, and by this point it's 100 years old.
Yeah, 117 years old.
Yeah.
I'm building a model railroad at home. Do you do any of that?
I've tried. I mean, the closest I got was at my grandmother's house, which is now my father's ownership. It was in the basement. It wasn't actually sort of a professional layout. It was just, I had the track on the carpet, and any like models or whatnot that I had over the years, I just put around.
Well, that's still cool. That's still modeling.
I know.
I got a big project. I took my son, he's 12 years old. We emptied his whole room out, all of his toys that he don't play with, everything. We got rid of his big TV. I hung a flat screen on the wall so it takes up no floor space. We got rid of his dresser and his nightstand and everything except for the bed. The bed's in the center of the room and his Legos are under the bed. He wanted to keep his Legos.
And the rest of it is a train layout.
And the rest of it, I built the layout all the way around the room.
How does he get out of his bed?
You have to go under it. You have to get down on all fours and crawl under it. My wife's like, I don't like it. I was like, too bad.
Oh, you overruled her.
That's the way it's going
Nice.
to be.
That's what you call die-hard train enthusiast.
I was like, well, I was thinking about making it to where it was either like a flip-up section where you could go in, or a swing-out gate. I was like, man, that's too complicated. I'm not going to do that. We can just duck under it. That's the simplest solution.
There's a model train layout in Blairsville, Georgia that has the largest collection of line, well, not the largest collection of line-up trains, but it's like the most detailed layout ever made, and they have a lift bridge that it raises to where it's the height of like a grown man, and they did that to solve the problem of the layout. And it also is unique because you're able to walk in the layout, no barriers, nothing.
Yeah.
I went to it only once, and let me tell you, I wish I could have filmed it. I never did.
But yeah, I'm building a big mountain on one section of it. Switchbacks.
We're sort of basing it off of cast.
A little bit loosely.
Mainly the switchbacks.
And then I'm going to have the C&O line down on the river too. That goes to Marlin. But the switchbacks are going to climb the mountain, and then when we get up on top of the mountain, we're going to be 6 feet above where we started at, and it's going to go all the way around the room again.
Nice.
Up there.
So it's going to go from a ground railroad to an elevated railroad.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they go really slow, but they're really powerful. And the gear is what pulls it along.
Nice.
So it's gonna have to be.
It's like, let's go metal over metal today.
Yeah, I got my wheels sliding, but I really gotta wait. Can't do anything about it yet.
Now, I mean, do you have to constantly release the brakes and whatnot to prevent the wheel, one side of the wheel from going flat?
Whenever I go around a left-hand turn, the brakes tighten up. When I go around a left-hand turn, right-hand turn, the brakes loosen up. So I try to keep it tight all the time.
Well, when you're able to take a break from the brake, I wanted you to see this. Look, this camera brings out almost color in almost everything.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's like vivid.
Yeah.
My brake up when we went into this left-hand turn, but it's still pretty tight. But I'll get
Slack action.
a little bit of, how's that girl behind me?
Oh.
But I'll get a couple more clicks on it as we straighten up. But it stays tight all the time. Then when I go around this next right-hand turn, I'll be able to get a little bit more on it too.
In case you're wondering how I found out about cats, I don't know if I ever told you it, but my mom's mother, her husband actually had a DVD box set that had a list of railroad documentaries made in the 90s and probably early 2000s.
Right.
And the first DVD was about cats.
Yeah.
And before that, I had no idea this railroad even existed.
Yeah.
And when I found out about it, I was amazed at how, about it. And I was happy that I immediately wanted to try and see about going to it one day. And when my father's mother was planning on taking us to St. Louis, I told her about this place, and she was able to make the reservations, and that's how I got to where I was able to come here then. And I tell you, I was
Your second time here?
yes. I may have had to wait 2 years, but yeah,
You made it.
it gave me a chance to see how much everything has changed.
Yeah.
That was you, dude. That was you did that. Imagine if you had like a New Haven or now say you did that with a Nathan Hancock airtime. or like the horn from a GE V36-7.
I like on the cheap mountain salamander. I conduct on there sometimes, and it's got a great big old like 4 horns across the front of it. It's really overkill. Whenever I blow it and we go across we're shoving across the crossing, I'll have to blow it because the engineer doesn't blow.
And I bet it's loud and drives everybody nuts.
And it is loud, it is. I gotta hold my ears while I pull it. And it sounds like a tugboat. Or a cow, yeah.
Oh my god.
It sounds like a dying moose.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll tell you, the White Pass has modernized their engines, and they've essentially changed the paint scheme, the horns, everything, and I hate it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would like it if I'm glad they're at least making the engines economical enough to where they can still run, but I'd like it if they at least kept the engine's original voice, so to speak, in other words, the horns. I think it was like a Nathan P5A or something around that line. I'd have to look. But there was a documentary that was made about it in 2012, and I think a few of the engines still have the original horns.
Yeah.
But I think it was the Alco 101 engines that had them. I could be wrong though.
We change these whistles out on the locomotives all the time, put different ones on there.
The one thing to help me remember this railroad was essentially just that, the whistles from the locomotives. And I was thinking there would be sounded like they were sounded in the documentary that was made about the place in the 90s. I didn't know if y'all did it at random or if y'all tried to copy that in some cases. I don't know.
And like the engineer has like 40 some whistles at home. So just bring them in periodically and change them out.
Wow.
Play with them. He's got one I like it. It's I call it the holder. It's really, really high pitch, like really high pitch, like a little steam train, like a little tiny steam train. But whenever he starts wailing on it, it'll go.
It's like
It'll catch a certain note and it'll just bonk. Like
who needs a diesel's air horn? Just do it with a steam whistle.
everybody will look back and be like, "What was that?"
It's called an engineer that's got some skills.
Yeah.
I wonder, does he have a locomotive whistle say off of a Norfolk and Western J? I wonder. Imagine what that would sound like here. I would like that.
That'd be cool. I don't think he does though.
That's something of a curiosity to me. You know, could you take a whistle off, say, like a Norfolk and Western J or articulated, and put it on an engine that would have a lower pressure? That has always been curious to me because I've wondered how it would sound.
Yeah, you can do it. You just have to have the right fitting.
They did it, I think, one time on the 630, and when I first heard it, it was on the video, but I thought it was 1218, but then I realized it was 630 when I saw the engine, and I was thinking, wait, what? But of course, thanks to Norfolk Southern, I don't think that engine's ever going to be able to come back.
Right.
And I tell you,
I'd like to see 1218 going.
I know, NNW photographer Winston Link loved
Or you
those
know what, I'd
engines.
really like to see the Y6B come back.
Oh God.
They had Norfolk Western has that Y6.
2156, it was stored outside for most of the time. I don't know if it would ever be able to be used.
Train 333 entering Leatherbar Junction yard limit southbound.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, had they gone up, to be honest, what I would have done with the 1218 is I would have probably continued this restoration instead of just leaving it gutted. And I would have had it sent straight to the museum. And if it kept in operational condition in case, you know, if it was ever needed again.
You know they're inside, right?
But
You know they're inside, right?
I know.
They got them all inside at the museum.
They have them under an overhang. They're still outside, but they have like a sort of like,
It's basically inside.
I know,
There's no
but
weather that
still.
gets in there, just temperature.
I know that, but the
It's a
engine was
big
overhang.
carport.
I know, but to be honest, I mean
So I went there, it was pouring rain that day. There was no water coming in on us.
well, I mean, they keep the engines in the really, probably they keep the locomotives in almost better in a condition that's probably even better than when the railroad had them. I mean, 1218 looks beautiful. Heck, it almost looks like it did the day it was out shot. And to be honest, I mean, it wouldn't really be that hard to bring the engine back now. Almost all you'd have to do is remanufacture the parts that went missing. And to be honest, in the documentary I have about Owens and Link, the A-class, it was said the A-class engines were one of his favorite type of locomotives.
Yeah.
He sort of had, I guess you could say, sort of a deep affection for them.
Yeah.
And he never dreamed he would see an A-class run again, and he was able to because, you know, it was restored in the 80s. And let me tell you, I never got to see
lots of
that.
videos of 1218 running.
I know, I mean,
It's sweet.
I really wish they would bring it back. I mean, if they can do it with 611, they can do it with 1218. Heck, it's like a big boy. Nobody said they could bring that sucker back, and now look what they're doing. They're bringing 4014 back from the grave. So, to be honest, they could do it with 1218 just as well. Heck, and if anything, I think they should send it over to Ed Dickens, senior manager for the UP STEAM program. I bet you he'd get that sucker put back together in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that big boy, when he gets done, Union Pacific's doing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go out there and
Same.
see it.
I'll find a way to go out there. I don't care if I have to hitchhike. I'll go out there and see it.
Yeah.
Because that sucker is an engine that nobody said could be brought
I'll
back.
ride my motorcycle out there if I have to. I mean, it'll cost me thousands of dollars to drive my truck out there. My car wouldn't make it either. I have 4 vehicles and all of them are junk. Except for my motorcycle, it's pretty good shape.
You know, or you could just put
Train 333 departing Leatherbark Junction, southbound.
or you could do the, or you could put some tires on one of these shays and ride down that way.
Yeah.
Imagine that. A steam locomotive built for the road.
I've been having a hard time driving steering. Have you never seen the ones built for the road?
Hardly.
There is some. They use them for skidders in the woods. And they just changed, like a saddle tank locomotive, they changed them into a tractor. They put wheels on them. They made the front where you can steer it, and the guy had to sit in front of the boiler to steer the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I might have a picture of one.
I don't want to keep you from, keeping control of the train.
My brake's tight.
Was there one that was preserved, or did y'all find one out in the woods somewhere?
I found it on the internet.
Oh. I have to admit, that would be kind of neat to see a steam locomotive made it. Yeah.
That's one that has tracks on the back and skis on the front. That was a little different. There's the ski one.
Wow. Who needs railroads when you can just do that? There's your truck.
I wish that was my truck. That's a model that I was building.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
You sit on the front of it right there and drive it.
Did somebody own that thing?
Yeah, you can take passenger trips on it. It does excursions. I've watched videos of it going. It's slow as dickens, but it's pretty cool.
But then again, if they put it back on the railroad tracks, it would probably go fast again.
Look at this picture.
Who needs freaking diesels? That tells you steam is still king, at least here.
Yeah.
And that's
cool,
one of the many things that they could do with, like, fuel efficient.
Look at this one. I like that. I wish I had that.
Now, wait a minute. The other photo, was that ran here?
Yeah. Washington.
I'll tell you this, if they could bring one of those Mallows back, that'd be amazing. I don't know if any, but then again, Ray and New never had switchbacks, I don't think.
There's my truck before I painted it black.
Oh,
I painted it black and I jacked it up.
where was the photo of the Shay running through the flood taken? I mean, was it here?
It wasn't here, but it was in West Virginia. I can't remember exactly where.
Wow. All the more reason to keep steam locomotives on standby for situations like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what shays were built for, to run on rough temporary track. And so they didn't have to build bridges to cross streams. They could just lay the tracks right through the streams.
Well, you couldn't exactly make it go all the way up the contours of the bank. They had to put some kind of storing up so the engine didn't derail in the center of the creek. But I do have to admit, that would be kind of funny.
That little shay that guy was driving, he uses it to get his maple syrup from down the mountain. But he actually uses it to work with. If someday, whenever I get well off, or at least okay with money, I'm going to build one. And I'm going to build switchbacks up the mountain on my property.
You're going to make your own little version of gas, essentially.
Basically, and I'm gonna log it, use that locomotive to bring the timber down.
Well, if you want to go small while still going life size, if you wanted to, I'd recommend doing maybe 3 foot or 2 foot gauge maybe. Or you can right down to 1 foot
Probably
possibly.
gonna do 1/8 scale.
But it's still large enough that we can stand in it maybe.
1/8 scale. That's
Well,
too big.
You'd still have to put. Well, you'd have to make some high grade quality log cars.
Yeah.
To,
Well, even if I could just have one log car and bring them down one at a time to my little sawmill down behind the house, that would be cool.
I'm glad to see people like you are still doing that because they hardly make any good quality log nowadays.
Big Sixes on eBay. You can buy a 1/8 scale Big Six on eBay. All the pieces to build it for $45,000.
Wow, that's a great deal.
That's what I thought. I asked my wife. I said, "Can I get a loan and buy this?" No. You don't need it. We need other stuff way more than that. I said, well, I guess you're right.
I know what you would want. I know what other stuff she's talking about. Jewelry, clothes, and shoes.
Yeah.
Apparently she doesn't like it when. I don't think she's glad that she has a railroad man. Essentially,
Yeah.
no offense to you, of course, at all.
She puts up with me. She knows that that's my passion. She comes and rides with me sometimes.
I'm surprised I don't stop the train at some point to collect all this coal I'm seeing on the side of the track here. Those huge lumps.
Yeah, they're not usable. That's why they're there. They won't burn. So we throw them out.
Is it like anthracite that doesn't burn?
Too big.
Oh, you got like a coal, like some kind of crusher, you could crush it down.
Yeah. Some of them you can take your hammer and beat it and knock it in a couple pieces.
Oh, I know, maybe you could run the train over it.
Yeah.
Or put it in, say, like or you could put it in like the drive rods. That could crush them.
Yeah.
You'd have to keep it lubricated like immensely, though.
Sure, that would be good for it.
I'm just curious, do you know of any stumps that are still intact from when they were logging that are from trees they cut down?
You can look and see them. Just gotta look hard.
I mean, I saw some that are trackside, I think, but where they cut down when they rebuilt the track.
There's one there. There's 2 of them right there. Now you can't see them unless you're standing over here, probably.
I think I saw some stumps up here, too. What the heck is this? Is this the world's largest mosquito or something?
I've been watching him. I don't know what it is. I've seen mosquitoes bigger than that, though.
Oh, God. Dude, in Ontario, when we were walking back to our hotel, we saw this huge freaking beetle. I was like, Roachzilla returns. It was massive. I should have took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I should have took a photo of it. I never did. But yeah, that sucker was freaking Roachzilla, like no joke. Well, actually, I don't even know if it was a roach. I think it was like a June bug or something, a rather large one.
Yeah.
Because after all, Niagara Falls is like right there. Do y'all know if there was any like abandoned yards or something that are here, that's here still, or did they come in and take all that out when they shut the logging operations down?
Looks like, Spruce is kind of like that. There's not very many trains up there anymore.
Well,
But the tractors go up and
I mean, what did they do? Did they just like lift the houses up, or did they burn them all, or did they just decay over the years?
I don't know. They're definitely not there at all. So they did something with them. They probably burned them. Just the foundation there.
And you were the walls.
You should come do the Great Train Race next time you come.
Oh, trust me, I'd give anything to do that. I mean, I wish they would still do like the triple headers.
We did the
just curious, at Whitaker, that huge steam-powered thing, was that like, I forgot what it's called. I know there's a crane and a camp car there, but what was the third thing there?
Skidder.
Ah, the skidder. How many of those were on the mountain at the railroad's feet?
Probably 3 or 4.
I mean, is that the only surviving one?
Maybe not in the world. But
No, I mean for here.
The biggest one that's ever been a cast. I don't think it even worked here. We got it as a display model.
Well, I mean, I think they did say we were stopping at at Whitaker, so I mean, oh, we're not?
Decided not to.
No.
We were going to, but they're closed. The concession stand's closed. There's really no reason to stop other than you want to take pictures.
Very funny.
So that's why we stayed at 12 o'clock longer.
I'll say this. There's when I looked
Good
at
to see Whitaker tomorrow.
I know. You know, there's a few railroads in Georgia that where when I'm looking through my camera lens right here where the light changes at certain points on the track, it reminds me of some of the railroad lines in Georgia. They're short lines, but they're really pretty. One of them's the Hartwell Railroad, and it goes through Athens, Watkinsville, Hartwell. It did go all the way to Madison, Georgia, but the tracks are abandoned after Bishop, Georgia. I've been hearing countless rumors that say they're going to try and bring it back, but nothing's
That
happened
big
yet.
railroad that was in Georgia. Georgia Southern or Georgia? There's a big railroad that was, it's not operational, I don't think, anymore.
Georgia Railroad,
It was a Georgia railroad, but I don't think it was just called Georgia Railroad.
Central of Georgia.
That's it.
Yeah, Norfolk Southern has a heritage unit in the Central of Georgia paint scheme. You know, I never saw a single one of the Norfolk Southern heritage units until this trip. When I was in Altoona at the Juniata shops, I call it the first one.
Yeah.
And even more ironically enough, it was their Pennsylvania heritage unit in the Pennsylvania Tuscan Red livery.
Oh, really?
It'd be nice if they actually painted another one in the other Pennsylvania paint scheme with the green and gold leaf. You know, if there was one locomotive I wish they'd bring back, it'd have to be the GG1. I wish they would bring one of those back, considering they kept operating into the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, I guess from what I could tell, I guess they pretty much just wore them out from what I read. I mean, really, the one thing that's keeping them from being restored is the electrical components.
I'd like to see an old Mother Hubbard Camelback locomotive.
I think there's only one of those still in existence, is there?
I have one on my railroad. I got a couple RS11 diesel.
You know, I think Conrail had a GM General Motors electric engine that it was built like a conventional, say, GP40, but it had like a catenary you'd see from a GG1. And it was for freight service, and I don't know if they scrapped it or if it's still in existence. I doubt it. We're gonna change batteries right quick. This thing ain't gonna make it till the switchback. Oops. Changing the battery out, y'all. Yes, 104 minutes. Just what I want to see. Yeah. The cabin we're staying in here at Cass, there's a full view of the where the old CNL main line used to come into Cass, where you'll have some stuff stored there.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, was the Cass Scenic Railroad's emblem the one that was based off the main Central's emblem with the pine tree in the center?
So that was like a state park emblem.
Oh.
That's where it came from it being a state park.
Well, I was just curious because I mean the the Main Central's emblem was similar, I think. You know, I didn't know this, but I think there's a scenic railroad in Maine that actually had kept a Main Central high hood in its original paint scheme as a heritage unit. And I think there's also one for, I think, the Lehigh Valley or something.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they would restore all the mountain portions of that railroad into full operation. Heck, I think they actually did. Like, I highly doubt they're even going to, but to be honest, as recently as like 2011, there was still pretty much miles of track still in place, but they came in recently and just scrapped it all. I hate that. If you're gonna, I mean, why scrap the railroad when there may be a possible future for it?
Right.
Like, they could have done it with something like this with it, in some cases, and they have done. And I think the Conway Scenic Railroad has done something with this one section of the Mountain Division for the Main Central. They've never made it into a scenic railroad. And I think other sections are still in use too, and I think there's another section that's rail bank. Down, but the vibrations from the carter is causing the lens to shake, and the shaking is visible in the camera's viewfinder. That's why I'm holding it. You know, I've made a YouTube channel since my first trip here.
Have you?
Yes, it's called Railroad Preserver 2000 if you'd like to check it out.
Preserver?
Railroad Preserver 2000. I can write it down. Do you have some paper and a pen with you?
I don't think so.
We're going to be talking here. We're going to take about 15, 20 minutes. You're welcome to get off the train.
You might want to let her. You better radio.
I can't let her know.
You better radio.
I told her.
You might want to radio her. Just let her
She
know.
don't have a radio.
She doesn't have a radio? Oh, no. Well, this is going to cause a bit of a delay.
It's alright. We'll just go past it. Sorry, she was wrong.
Well, it is her first day.
We would appreciate
I told her just watch how Josh does it. You'll get the hang of it. I can't wait to hear her reaction. But then again, she's probably going to try and stop the train afterwards. Should we just like stop just to prank her and then just move forward? That would be so funny.
She'll figure it out when we get up here.
Oh, I'm sure.
I told him only to stop if there's a vehicle sitting there, meaning somebody's there working.
I'm curious about what is that PVC pipe I'm seeing here off to the side? Is that like for water or is that just for a railing alongside the track? You know, I noticed that the only other remaining tin building besides it cast there's a tank beside that. Was that how the town got fresh water?
Trying to get her attention, but she's going to try to go for a left step there.
I thought that you would have had a radio to communicate with you.
No, only the conductor and engineer has a radio.
I don't see anybody out there, but still. What happens if you fully break down the car on one end? would you just cause the wheels to slide, and would it just flatten out the wheel print?
Yeah.
Oh, finally, first time don't get at the shade.
I never worked with that.
Do they not allow people in the fire shower anymore?
They never did.
Oh.
Never.
Well, I mean, the documentary they made in the 90s about this railroad, like the late 90s, like I'm talking shortly before 2000, I think they had a shot that was from it.
From it?
Oh, yeah, the top of it.
Probably a worker or somebody took it from it.
Well, it was Great Scenic Railway Journeys. That's the documentary, the only other documentary that was made about the Scenic Railroad.
There's tons of them.
Well, I've only seen the one that was made by Green Frog and then the one made by Great Scenic Railway Journeys. I haven't.
Tons of them. There's two of them made by Great Scenic Railroad Journeys.
About cows? Or well, is there one about cows and one about Durban?
If you go to Durban, at the Durban store, they got several different documentaries in there about cats. They got more documentary videos in Durban than they do at Cass about cats.
Why they don't sell them here is a mystery to me, but
Probably can't make enough profit off of it.
I'm curious.
Make money on it, they don't sell it.
Is the inner rail the only other piece of Mauer track still in place, or is that just made of a rail that was here from when the Mauer?
That's probably rail off the river.
Oh.
Off the C&O line.
Well, at least it's still being used. It would be nice if y'all kept a piece of the Mauer era rail. Just at least the one piece for the sake of why not.
Check this out.
Is that coal from number 6 or is that nice?
Got these custom made in Japan.
Oh wow.
No, you can't get them anywhere except for from that one dealer.
Wow. That's awesome.
Like it?
Yeah. That's creativity and self-defense in one package right there. No.
It can be yours today for the small price of $10.
I'm fine, dude.
That's my last one.
Oh, it's all right. I have a railroad spike I'd probably use for self-defense anyways if something were to come about. Yeah, solid steel one too. And it looks like it was simply dropped off of the bridge that's over in Athens Road that CSX goes over.
Yeah.
Sucker looks almost like it's brand new. So I must, when I mounted, it must have been there, landed very recently, because that sucker did not look old at all.
Now I had a lot of sold them all.
Hang on now, quick question. I remember.
I got one of these and one Meister left.
At the end of one of these switchbacks, is there like a waterfall at the end of one of them?
There's a Meister.
Wow.
Yeah, the first switchback.
You gonna do a flying switch?
Yep.
Genius. So now does each click like that, does that indicate, does like the braking strength increase with each click?
Yes. clicks on when it's tightening, because it's locking each time.
Now, were those the original brakes that were on the log cars, or were they the old kind that you had to spin that were
No, these
vertical?
are new. These are new ones. I lost my car keys right here one time. Never found them. They're still there.
Oh no. I know what you could do, if they're metal, get a magnet and see if they'll end up being attracted to the magnet.
Yeah, just hanging from the train.
Yeah. Hang on, I can't remember if it was this railroad line or probably the Great Smoky Mountains, but I think there was like an old spur that was intact that had track on it that was abandoned. I don't know if that was here or that was somewhere else. I could have been looking at the switchback for all I know.
Yeah, could have been looking at the Y or old spruce.
Now, I mean, are both towns that are named Spruce abandoned, or is it just Old Spruce?
Old Spruce is where they built the town first, and then they
Moved it.
It got too big, so they moved it down to the new location, and they just changed it from Spruce to Old Spruce. Named the new town Spruce.
So the people just moved to where the new town site,
Well,
essentially. Or that
there was already a bunch of houses in Old Spruce. They kind of stayed there, but the town got bigger than what they had room for, so they just moved most of the stuff down there. But some of the houses stayed at Old Spruce.
Yeah, by the way, when I was talking about how some sections of the rail line reminds me of a few short lines in Georgia, this one section reminds me of a piece in Madison, Georgia, that's owned by the Carter Ferry Railroad. There's actually a wood humpback, an old humpback road bridge. It's that wood one, but it's closed.
Yeah.
And it goes over the tracks, and and the grade there reminds me of this. It actually goes through a deep cut.
Can you walk through the humpback bridge?
Yeah, there's two of them that are nearby in Georgia that I've walked on. Both of them are closed to road traffic.
Yeah.
The only one we drove over was in Toccoa Falls, Georgia, and it actually got closed off about 2 or 3 years ago after
We have a humpback wood covered bridge a few miles from, well, about an hour from here.
I think
It's pretty cool. It's called Humpback Bridge. And then there's another place up close to Philippi where they got a covered bridge that you can drive through. It's only one lane though, so the traffic goes from 2 lanes to 1 lane and back to 2 lanes.
Now, is that a log road down there?
That was a truck road.
So where they haul? So that's
At the end of their logging, they started to haul stuff out with trucks
Oh,
and trains. So they put a truck road in and hauled them out like that.
you know, when I was looking at it from this angle, it almost looked like it was there were railroad rails still spiked down almost. About the section that's in front of the company store, is that where they sent the boxcar loads of supplies in?
Yeah.
Well, why is there a handcar there? I'm just curious. Is that where did they used to give demonstrations about one of those works?
Well, you used to be able to get on it and ride it back and forth.
But it derailed?
It got bad, yeah, it got bad. Now it's used to spread out, they stay. They should have done it right.
Well, then again, I've not seen.
Put ties in there.
I didn't even see any ties. And to be honest, there wouldn't have been any point in using it anyhow, considering they cut the tracks before it went down to the main line.
Yeah, just go back and forth on it, which was fun.
Yeah. It'd be nice, you know, if you could make it to where you could actually, you know, when y'all wouldn't have a trains running on any of the days, like on Mondays, you could actually have, people could actually use it to ride the railroad for themselves if they wanted to.
Now we have trains running every day.
Even Monday?
Monday, Whitaker train runs.
Well, I got here
I'm
late.
off on Monday, but Whitaker train runs on Monday. And they're off Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm off on Thursday.
You know,
Every day there's a train running.
is that field there where trees haven't grown back yet?
No, this is where the trees was all cut down and it was all field.
Oh yeah, the archive film, when we get back to Cass, I don't know if you'll be doing the
That's
next
a farm
train.
over there. No, when I get back to Cass, I go home.
I was gonna say, if you were still here, I would probably be able to, I'd probably be able to find the video and show it to you. The one I found that had all the archive film.
Oh yeah.
Because it actually shows the switchbacks, and it looks like one. So I mean, did they essentially have to rebuild the entire railroad?
No, really, they just built it from Old Spruce back up to Bald Knot, but they came through here and changed stuff.
Let me guess, they rerouted them.
Switchbacks used to be a little bit different.
Why were they not as straight?
Well, there was a runaround at the upper switchback. There was a runaround where you could run around your train and put your locomotive back in front of the log cars.
And they removed that later on.
Took that out, and that would change the looks of it.
Yeah, the White Pass and Yukon route has actually changed dramatically since the documentary I remember I grew up seeing about it in 2003 was filmed. Not only have the locomotives changed, but also the railroad alignment itself has changed. They're actually straightening it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got engine 69 running, but it was down when I was there, so 73 is still the main engine that's been running.
Right.
And I did film the entire trip from Skagway to Fraser on this camera. I didn't film the return trip like I'm doing here in Cass. I just filmed it. Yeah, I filmed it from the beginning to the end of it.
How long a trip is that?
Well, even though it goes up mountains, it was not that long. It was only, I think, about an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. And I say an hour and 40 minutes.
A round trip?
Well, going from Skagway to Fraser, we went on the loop track. We didn't go to the actual station. I would like it if they would have gone all the way to Lake Bennett or Carcross, but I guess that's a whole other train trip altogether, I suppose. Look, I see the switchback right there. Are all these trees that I see that have fallen, are they from what logging days, or have they just fallen down over the years during like storms and whatnot? I just saw a bunch of like rail anchors on the rock there. Do y'all just go out here and collect them and just stack them up so they can be collected for later?
I don't know. I haven't been there since I've been here. We don't do much.
Whatever y'all remove from the track, you just leave.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess I'll get to see the waterfall since we're backing up.
Well, you won't get to see it until the next switchback.
Oh.
Red switch. Red switch. It should be. That's where I left it.
Wait a minute. Why is the track why were there rails jutting out there?
Don't be trying to confuse me. I'll tell you about it when I get back.
Hi. Tons of old ties there. Oh, he already got back on, I think. Did he? No, did it?
Did that last time too. I was at Florida. They don't do this much when I was little.
Yeah.
My grandmother still.
Yeah, all you do is just run the train. You don't remember going back and forth, back and forth.
She's probably too young. She probably should have waited.
Remember how old you were?
There's the waterfall. Go over there. Right down in there.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that? Waterfall. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I noticed the switchback had a few rails that actually jutted out. I was curious about that. Was that? Yeah, like right there?
That's not just in the switchback. We have like 15 of them all the way to Bolton.
Wow, did y'all just run out of rail lengths that just went out?
It's a sliding expansion joint.
Oh,
And it is for when it gets hot and cold in the winter and the summer.
oh, I get
So
it.
the track can expand and contract without getting kinks in it. If they had an area where they kept getting a bunch of kinks in it,
They just did
they
that.
put a sliding expansion joint in there and fixed the problem. And since they done that, we haven't had any kinks. And our summers and winters are really far apart.
I'm
temperature-wise.
curious. I'm curious. Do y'all plan on requiring like a steam powered like snow plow to clear the main lines of Durban once that's been opened up? So when winter comes, if winter comes, because I know the White Pass and Yukon had a rotary snow plow. They used it until like 2011, and it was restored in 2001.
We'll probably use regular snowplow blade.
Actually, I think there's one that's like abandoned somewhere.
We already have it. I mean, we got a 44-ton diesel with snowplow blades on the front and back.
Oh.
That'll work.
Only problem, they look like they were not ran. They weren't probably never ran. I don't think. Not since they probably just arrived in cast. And the problem is,
We have one that's in perfect condition.
oh,
And it's just had body work done to it and a paint job done to
so
it.
are the other two diesels?
We use
in
it all the time in the switching cars in the yard. When we don't have a locomotive fired up, we use that diesel.
So is the so are the two diesels that are
They're
in
parts.
the dead? They're fine. Oh. And y'all are
When it's painted now, we got it painted like a U.S. Army 44-ton.
nice.
Black and it has the yellow handrails on it and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks sweet. I bought one. I bought a Bachmann Spectrum Bachmann Spectrum 44-ton diesel for my model railroad. I gotta put it together still, but I'm gonna paint it the same paint scheme as that one. I thought about going with the old school, like with the green and yellow, like that one you see.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna, because I'm doing modern times, like it's a modern time railroad, but we're logging like they did in the old days. But by doing it that way, I have the option of using anything I want, whether it's a brand new GE engine or whether it's a Class A 20-ton Shay 2 truck.
Yeah, I'll say this. I don't actually think there's that many logging roads left. And the ones that are left are few in number. In fact, I don't even think, heck, I think they actually use diesels nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if they had at least one Shay restored. Say y'all's local rail fan?
I don't know. I've never seen it before.
I knew that's what that was for. That's for like a whistle, isn't it?
Yep.
So there's a dual purpose, air brake and whistle. Nice. I'll throw that away for you.
Okay, thank you.
Done. curious, did they plan on salvaging that entire saw mechanism, like that had where the old sawmill used to be, to be put on display? Because I know in Pittsburgh they took some stuff out of a steel mill from like the 20s, and there's something on display there.
Have you been in the museum?
I did. I was.
They have that big wide blade that goes all the way around the museum. Nah, I think what you see is what you got. I don't think they'll change anything. But I don't know what they have planned, honestly.
Well, the one thing I hope they plan on doing is keeping the railroad running. There's not many railroads like this left, I can tell you that. None that were logging in there. None that were logging. None that are of logging heritage, that is. I like how the track is straight, but it's like it has a little one curve right there.
Yeah, a little S in it.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked funny whenever I was firing the locomotive. I was on the front end and we were going that way. I was like, it looks like there's a cake down there. I said, no, it just looks that way.
So is is the Cat Scenic and then the Durban Rocket, do y'all essentially swap locomotives with, like, the climax is down or something for repairs?
Climax is down for repairs for a boiler overhauling.
Hang on, I thought, wait a
That's why we
minute.
took the high clerk in Durban.
I thought I saw that the Durban Rocket had its own height, but they had one there.
They have one behind the shop that's too far gone to do anything with, but it's like the biggest one ever built. It's junk, but
Was it the second to last one ever built?
I don't know about that. That was the biggest one. Then
Well, what's keeping it from being restored? I mean, is it the boiler?
probably,
Oh.
and everything else was not there, missing parts. But so they just trucked the climax here, and they on the return trip they took the locomotive without the tender back to Durban, and then come back and get the tender and take it. It was too big. But they won't bring it back until we make the connection to Durban, and then they'll bring it back by rail.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I hope I'm on that trip.
I hope I'm here when they do it. And if not right then, I hope it's at least soon enough.
I'm lucky enough where, like, when we do different stuff that's never been done before, they say, hey Josh, we need you. I don't know if it's just because
They know you like this.
they know I like it, or they just know I'll do a good job.
I think you do a good job. They may not, but I think you do.
Well, they know I do. They think I do good. I hope someday I can be an engineer. Well, I know someday if I stay at it, I will. I may be an engineer when you come back. You never know.
I don't know. I was
Cab
waiting.
riding. But then we brought some popper cars from Elkins to Spruce. Then we picked them up at Spruce with the shay. They had 100 tons of gravel in them, each one. Brought them down that mountain.
That would have probably, wouldn't that have been what the Shays would have been doing on this stretch of tracks too, hauling not just logs but freight?
Not that much. That was a lot. That was a lot more than what they should have hauled, what we did haul. But
Oh Lord, I'm pretty sure if the
they said it never could be done, but we done it. I was standing way up on the top of the car because that's where the brake wheel's at, way up there. I was standing up there braking it on this tiny little platform. You might have seen them on the box parts and stuff. Little tiny platform, standing up there the whole day. And I was braking it up there. But it was pretty cool. They said it couldn't be done, we done it. They said we couldn't take diesels up the mountain, we done it.
when did y'all do that?
We've done it several times. Like when we did that ballast train, we went went up there and got that rock. We drove one diesel up there. Me and the president of the company, I was the conductor, he was the engineer, and we drove up there just the diesel. And it was fine. It went fine.
I would think the engine would seize up due to the grade.
That was a Scenic F7A. And it wasn't in ideal conditioning. It would have had more power. It would run a little better.
You know,
But it had plenty of power. We went up there and it slipped the wheel and trucked right along.
you know, I mean, dude, the Shays haul, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I know the Shays haul is like probably what, 8 or 9 car long log trains down these mountains. And I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'm not surprised due to some of the trees weighs. I'm not surprised if some of them would have been weighing as much as normal freight cars. So I mean, to be honest, to be really honest with you, I mean, I know they were. I'm pretty sure they could, like, especially a Shay like the size of 6 and 11. I'm pretty sure they could probably do it.
We did it too.
Heck, I mean, you know, the Strasbourg.
What you don't think about is we had 3 cars that weighed 100 tons apiece, which made 300 tons, not counting the weight of the car, and that weighs almost double what our 9-car train weighs when we do a passenger train. Almost double that, but it's only 3 cars, so you only have 6 wheel sets to do the braking power with instead of 18. So that's what the brakes is the problem, not the weight of it. Not that the chain can't pull it, it's the chain can't stop it once it gets going.
Right, I know of quite a few railroads that have steam locomotives that have actually used them to haul revenue freight. Strasbourg does it. Sometimes hauls revenue freight trains.
Just not on a 10.5% rate.
Well, I know that. I know Union Pacific uses their locomotives at some point hauling freight trains. Heck, have you ever been on YouTube and seen that video where they use 3985 to haul that 100 or so car long intermodal train without a single diesel?
Yeah.
That tells you that sucker still got some brute force left in it.
Right.
I'm hoping they do something even more spectacular than that with the big boy, and I hope they do it without a single diesel.
Yeah. But we'll probably have a diesel right behind the dang thing.
That's Norfolk Southern. And some of the footage I've seen, and recently I think they've done it without diesels. I don't know.
I've seen like some Union Pacific trains, man. They'll get one of them nice, real old steam locomotives out, and they'll put a diesel right in behind it, just in case, like a helper in.
I think they do it for braking, just in case.
So they have dynamic brakes.
Well, I'll tell you this is the first time I've been able to film the entire trip back to Cass.
Train 333 entering Cass yard limits southbound. Did the railroad ever have plans on acquiring any other Shays to help rebuild the fleet of original locomotives, or is there only the number that y'all have running now? Oh, there's been other people that had Shays that wanted to sell them and stuff. Or maybe someday we will get some more. But right now we got a pretty good collection. But more is always better.
I walked over to the deadline, not the one here or in Durban. I'm talking about the one that was in front of our deadline.
Snake plant in the water.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
much. Yeah,
What is going on with this
I saw a few train cars there that essentially were just nothing but the bare frames. What were those? Freight cars, diesels? Because there was a video, a slideshow that I saw on YouTube that someone made that showed some older diesels that were all here for use in the 60s. I think probably old Fairbanks and Morris engines, if I'm not mistaken.
Turn your camera back a little bit. I think that's it.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Put it back out here. Huh?
Hang on, let me lean on it. Maybe it might be the battery or something.
No, it didn't do it. It stopped as soon as you went back in there.
That's up. There's no way it can be on a tripod. It's only plastic and aluminum, I'm sure.
No, it might be this. The battery.
Well, I actually have two batteries in my pocket. Hang on, let me see if this does something. Let's try this. I unplugged it. I will say this though, I mean, I'll say this though, it would be nice if, like,
Not it. Didn't do nothing.
you know, I will say this, it would be nice if y'all at least repainted at least one car in the 80s era paint scheme, at least one.
That was terrible.
Well, it was iconic to me, that's the only image I had to go by. Well, what about the bicentennial one? What are they doing that for? Is there a base in there?
Yeah.
There's the other shade, one of them right over there. Or is that the climax?
That is the Shay. 7.
Oh,
Well, not the same Shay 7.
oh. You getting off here?
Yeah, I'll get back on now.
There's the other one, so I guess these are all party shades.
They put them back in there. They weren't there this morning.
Oh, wait a minute, that's the climax.
That's the climax. There's a...
Yeah, was that shade number 1 there?
That was a brimstone of New River. It came from New River Forge.
Was that one that was going to be restored, or did it never get restored due to the fire?
I don't know.
Well, there's shade number 4 and shade number 5, sister locomotives. So we're riding behind shades number 2. There's shade number 4, shade number 5, shade number 6 is in the shop. Shade number 7 sadly is no longer able to be used. And here's the bridge into dirt.
We're going to be stopping here a moment to allow the locomotive to take on water. This tank was originally constructed by the C&O Railroad in 1936 and was rebuilt by the park in 2005, using the original plans and much of the original frame.
Well, that's innovative. They used railroad rails to hold back the soil. I'm curious, was it, Josh, is that railroad rail that used to lead up here to the coal area? Or has that just been there from what?
I don't have any idea.
Oh. It looks like those are older railroad rails.
Well, no, this is just a whole other damn dirt back. That is.
I noticed also here, first time I've seen the dam that y'all have. Yeah, hang on a minute. Hey, Josh, is that's what I was talking about, like with the rails there hanging down? Was there another bridge there at one point, or is that, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, there probably was. That's where they dumped them into the mill pond.
Oh,
C&O branch line.
oh, dang. Did y'all have a,
No, he's talking about the rails that are hanging there over nothing. Over there on the other side. Yeah.
oh, dang.
To the right of the bridge.
Oh, dang.
There was a spur line and they had a mill pond right there, and that's where they dumped them into the mill pond.
When did that happen? Was that from a windstorm?
Huh?
What happened to the rest of the boiler casing? Did that fall off recently? Or did that get blown off?
I don't know.
Well, when I was here before, that sucker was pretty much intact.
Was it?
Yeah, all the top of it was still there.
You lied.
No, most of the tin was still there. No, you're just joking with me. I know that's from snow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell it was from snow.
That's what done them 3 there.
Yeah. It'd be nice if y'all could save at least. It'd be nice if y'all could haul one of the stacks.
There's those hopper cars with the gravel in them.
Yeah, I know. Is that for ballast? For Durban? I'm glad they were restored to Western Maryland livery. You don't see that anymore. Here's the diesels. So, B&O and Western Maryland.
Five cars to spot.
Was that a
4
spur?
cars. 3. 2 cars. 1 more car. Half a car. 20 feet. 15 feet. 10 feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that'll do.
So when all these cars are stored, is that the spur that used to lead up to the company store?
That's Mommy's track.
And that's it.